Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Expeditions. It's episode 13. Last time we finished an expedition, but we have not left the map. We only have 2 vehicles on the map, but there's an opportunity to pull a third one out. There's a high chance that I abort very early on this mission. The truck that we have that got to it is already nearly out of fuel. The second truck doesn't have the power to do anything about the situation. And we have a long ways to go. Here is the fallen truck that we want to pull out. There is our Tuz with low fuel. I have already, from our start point, brought the Cotco Canyon to the difficult terrain that could then see us ford the river, or actually cross the bridge that's built now, and get there and supply fuel to the Tuz, but it's a limited amount. The Tuz would then have to travel along this area, which we only have part of it unlocked, but you can see how it just continues along that ridgeline, or along the river there, and then return all the way back through here and up. We might be able to bring that in a little bit sooner. I guess we would be coming in from this side, right? So we could cut in through there. But that is an incredibly long distance to pull. So unless it pulls easy, and unless we get the Cotco Canyon there easily with as much spare fuel as possible, it seems unlikely that we're going to make it. So we're going to give it a go, but it's got to go away from the Cotco Canyon. So I've got to get the Cotco Canyon there first. Now I got the Cotco Canyon from here to here without even having to put on all-wheel drive. I think we are going to need all-wheel drive for the next phase. We're also facing a pretty healthy drop here in just a moment, as we're taking a path that's a little different from the one that the Tuz took. The Tuz had a really hard time. You can see how this path is nothing but trouble. But we do have an autonomous winch, and we are definitely going to have to use the all-wheel drive now. This could put us right into a roll, but I was hoping we could at least get to here. And from this, I think the right-hand path is going to at least get us to roll. This could be a lot of damage. And this could be mission over. But if we could get down there, we have an autonomous winch, we have anchors, we can get righted, as long as we don't completely destroy the vehicle in this rather abrupt descent. Now we could try to anchor behind us and ease. Actually, hold on. Let's do that. Let's ease the descent. Let's not make it so abrupt, because it's going to be a ton of damage. Alright, so we are now anchored very close to where we're at, because it seemed kind of a logical place, but we'll push that anchor out. Now here's the bad news about what we just did. We have plenty of... oh god. Okay. Not bad news. I was worried we were not going to be able to secure an anchor down here. And that was why. Sure enough. Saw that one coming. Okay. Alright, we are down. And you can see where our bridge is located at. We've already figured out a way to get up there. And I'm less worried about rolling this one than I was about the Tuz, knowing that we have methods to get out of it. I do believe we also already have a... yes. Oh yeah, we very much have a snorkel. Alright, now we've got a little spare fuel, but we've clearly already used a fair bit of the fuel we have. And as much as we have done it, we've gotten there. We're coming up on the 2 vehicles now. this still does not guarantee that this is going to be a successful task. Let's trade. Oh gosh, 12. 12. That's all that's left over there. 13 here. Okay, Cocco Canyon is now disabled until we return to headquarters. It's got a load. It's got things. But now the Tuz with just 30 gallons, a near full tank. It's got all the spare parts. It's got the wheels, but it's got to yank a vehicle out of here. That's going to be the tricky part. Xbox remotes on a PC. Multi-button input does not work very well. One button at a time, maybe two buttons at a time works great. When you start having 4 different movements, you've got bumpers and a button and a trigger and one of the sticks or 2 of the sticks acted like it just steering's not very good when you're attached to a vehicle. Idiocy is easy when you're trying to rush. I saw that there was a rock. I was trying to steer around it. Towing the vehicle, pulling back against us was not letting me steer very well. And instead of disconnecting, readjusting, no, I just kept going right on my way. And now biggest problem here is we don't have any more spare vehicles. This is all we've got. So that's a real problem. Like, we're making rapid progress. We're towing it out just fine, but I think this is going to end up requiring a second go, a second effort, or at some point disconnect. We drive away from it. We go find a fuel source, and we come back. Okay, we have a choice to make. We can pull up this hill and then go that way and continue on our way at a higher shelf. I see a path on the other side of the tree here. We will carefully bring. We've pulled it past the trunk. We've pulled it past the trunk, but it's still sticking on to where it was. Okay, we've got it coming up under branches now. And now we're just going to have to be a little more aggressive than we were going to be. We are definitely not going between those 2 rocks. We'll clear the tree. In theory, if we can get out of this, we go chasing fuel. Okay, we've got it pulled almost far enough here. I think a long enough winch is going to get that. Now it's a matter of us getting out, but it's a matter of us out of gas. Now if I could just straight drop the jack screw, we'd be fine, but I haven't rolled over it. It doesn't want to let me. We're about to run out of fuel anyway. So, knowing that this path underneath is not going to work. and that when we eventually come back, it's fine to pull it to there, but you're going to have to go up on top of the shelf to go any further. We'll pick it up on another expedition. For now, let's return home and collect our rewards. We get a little bit less back in return with extra anchor spent, with an extra jack screw spent, but we do collect nearly 25k. I'm starting to think about adding vehicles. We're getting close to being able to start purchasing some additional vehicles. We've already put considerable upgrades into the vehicles we have -1, and maybe we need to commit to upgrading that one before we go on and buy our first. But with 140,000, we're really close to being able to purchase a vehicle. It just depends on what you're purchasing. Now, obviously, pulling vehicles out, those kind of missions are what unlocks a lot of the vehicles, and so it's kind of the key to progression. And a lot of the vehicles that are locked are supposed to be better vehicles to help you out, but I have noticed with this game, it does a little bit of a mix, and the more vehicles you deploy, the more options you have. I only deployed the 2 vehicles last time. If I had deployed more, we could do that mission, right? We get to those rocks, we get low on fuel, so be it, fine. If you have vehicles on the other side, especially if you have a couple of them in scouts, you could drive the opposite direction and come in, find a clear route for one thing, but get there with spare fuel, and get that vehicle up and out of there and continue on. Maybe you still come up short, but you're certainly going to get a lot further. So pit stop is the next challenge, and we're looking at needing a logistician, 2 light beacons, but we're talking about just 3k short distance. Jack screw less than 3 times, and don't flip the car more than 5 times. We have surveyed the area and seem to have found a suitable location for a field base. It needs to be marked for a team of technicians to install equipment necessary for future expeditions, which makes you think they're going to come in via helicopter. With that, the light beacons will notify them where to be. Connor Erickson, only $500 to bring on board, and 26 gallons of fuel at the outpost, good, plus 200 repairs. It's going to make this a lot easier, but he also has a binocular range. So as we start this mission, our first job is to get to the southwest when we begin in the northwest. Uncharted territory, so we're going to have to kind of guess on some routes here early on. We've got the Cotco and the Lodestar to try to complete this one. It's a chance to make really good money, but we do have the complicated part of not knowing where we're going. The uncharted territory is the biggest obstacle. Having the 2 vehicles could help us. One thing I just realized that I should have grabbed and totally did not is anchors. Got it. There we go. Yeah, we very much were sliding off of there. First time, second time I really hugged that thing and got where we needed to go, and holy cow, okay. There's the big lake. And sure enough, there is a route to get around the big lake. Objective. Rare fish. Cheap objective, wow. Okay. Looking to identify areas featuring rare fish so we can designate them as protected. We'd like you to check areas we believe may be good spawning grounds. That could be a good one for the Lodestar. If it's that cheap, I'm guessing there's not a lot of driving involved in it. $75 spare parts. Okay. We just built a bridge. Used up whatever spare parts we had. But we're going to have a task to do once we get there. This is not just about reaching a location. You got to do something upon arrival. It's our first desert dust storm. Very rocky terrain. Enough kind of breaks in it, enough openings in it where I think we can definitely. At this point, I would very much love to find an airdrop. Speaking of, not all of them are going to have fuel, but most of them will. And this one does. And it has those anchors that I was craving. So this is fantastic. Spare parts, back full, and fuel. We are full. Wonderful. Fantastico. Looks like it could cross right there. We also have a stuck truck, but that's not our goal right now. That's not looking like it. I think we need to be going across right there. There's our stuck vehicle, but this is definitely not the vehicle to pull that out. I want to go down there to get up. It's not. No. Oh, I want to pull the side. I wanted to pull the rear. There are some trees up there. Obviously can't go up right here, not without an anchor anyway. Is our anchor strong enough? Not necessary. There's a climb. We are inside the search area. We're at 7% already. 13% already just driving through it. 15. Okay, looking around, looking at coming around the backside. And coming around the backside is going to involve down and up. So down we go first. 21% now. Here's our clearest up. Hopefully these trees are in reach. Was that a forward winch? No, that was not a forward winch. What's our position though? We're in it. I'm not sure we can get the full 100% though. Let me get in the drone, we'll see what we can do. So we got through 86%. Also, discovered an airdrop nearby. So we just need to be able to get up there. An anchor can do that. At least this first phase of this pit stop is going to be easy enough. And we're going to have a full fuel tank soon enough. So yeah, optimistic this is going to be on the easier side once we get into that next phase of this thing. But I need to anchor, pull myself up, go grab that airdrop. By then, I think we're almost at the range we need to be, but we could just drive right on to the center of this thing from there and knock that out easily enough. After completing the drone exploration, I had to call it a day IRL, but I'm back at it now, and we are going to continue on. We still have 14% further to go. So we're going to have to find a way to get up here, and there's nothing to winch onto from where we're at. At least I don't remember there. Okay. Below us, not above us. Okay, well, we're going to have to find a way to get a little higher up then. Let's go ahead and start by lowering the pressure. Should be able to at least get up to here. That does not seem too challenging of a partial climb. Looks like to get up to the location, or even if we don't necessarily get up to the location, if we just continue around the side here, we will be able to get where we need to get to complete the search without even going on top. I don't know how much of this is, well, we didn't even have all-wheel drive on. That explains a lot of it. With that, things are easy enough now. We still have plenty of fuel, and we have 2 locations, and it's kind of straight on ahead, so we've gone the right direction. I think going around this water source is going to be easier than trying to go through. Alright, that's one light beacon in place. Now we need to get to the other. And that's expedition complete. 27K. Also the bonuses. There's now a southwest outpost. Probably somewhere right near where we're at. And in all, we collect just shy of 30K. It was a cheap, easy side quest, but we're going to go ahead and knock out rare fish. 4 spots to locate along the lake. Alright, location number 1 is marked off. Now we head on to location number 2. We have no extra equipment with us in the Lodestar, so that be that. It's an easy one. The bridge would help. Actually, getting out and setting up these multiple bridges would help a lot. Well, that got us to 15 expeditions and up to 173,000. We're making good, rapid progress, but that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.